Welcome to Bell Brothers Brewing.
Engineers talking about beers.
I'm Curtis.
I'm Cody.
And today we're doing the Belgian Beer Review.
Belgian beers.
Belgian beers. They're strong, they're light, they're dark, they're white,
They're black.
tan.
Christmassy. Christmassy. I think you like Belgian beers. Go buy a Belgian beer from Belgium.
Right? Yeah.
Try that first. Because you probably do like Belgian beers. You don't like American Belgian beers.
American Belgians tend to go too hoppy. They're not really singing the malt song too well. And honestly, like we said, the Belgian beer style has to have that yeast flavor, the character up front, and it's backed up by that malt. And there's like only enough bitterness of the hops to really balance the beer. This piece is about us taking our bias, our disregard, my dislike really for Belgian beers.
Throwing it out the window. Because we're here to taste everything. We are equal opportunity beer critiques.
Well, and you can't appreciate the beers. You should appreciate all styles of beers as a brewer. You may have favorites, but you should appreciate them.
And one of our favorite beers is Belgian.
Right?
The
Duchess.
Duchess de
The Bordeaux. Bourgogne. Bologna.
Duchess de Bologna.
Which is in today's video. But because it is one of our favorites, right? The best Flemish red out there, honestly. I'm really looking forward to that one. 8 different beers to get into today. We're gonna be guessing back and forth and find out who knows their Belgian beers the best.
So let's get into what we got today. We got Avery Brewing's Belgian Style White.
Cody took the easy one because he's a bastard. I have Brouwitz.
Brouwergy.
Brouwer. Is it an S?
That's a J at the end.
Is it a J?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a J.
So it's
R-I-J. Brouwergy.
Brouwers,
Brouwers.
Verheeg,
Verheeg Vici.
2,000 years later.
We have Brouweregs Verheege Vici.
We got 4 coming from
There's 4, yes, exactly. So I'm gonna start with Barb Black Stout.
We got Barb Ruby Crick.
Duchess de Bourgogne, which is a Flemish.
And Noel Christmas Weinracht. And now that we've murdered some Belgian, let's murder some more Belgian.
Right? You're gonna have to hold on to this one.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
De Dole Brouwers. Stille Nacht.
Yeah, Stille Nacht.
Rivers North Brewery.
Double barrel aged double.
And the Session Conspiracy
Saison.
Noir. Oh, sorry.
They say sound.
The Saison Conspiracy Noir.
So dark.
Mysterious, broody grays with flashes of bright light.
Sometimes I let a match burn down to my fingers just to feel something. That's a Spider-Man reference for you.
Well, that has a ton of Belgian in there. All of those, except for Avery, I think, is directly from Belgium.
River North.
River
So we
North.
got 3 Americans.
Oh.
Avery and River North
Okay.
are the American breweries. After that, it is all direct from Belgium imports.
So 3 beers out of 8. So we got 5 direct. So I think we're gonna have a really great comparison between what is like true Belgian and the American Belgian interpretation.
Yeah.
Hold on tight. And if you want to join us, take a list of the beers at the breweries. Go get them from your liquor store, drink them with us, and enjoy your trip to pain and suffering.
And drunkenness.
And drunkenness.
Let's do this. Got a dark one.
Dark one.
Whoa. So descriptive. It's got
Dark fruit.
dark fruit notes.
Wow, the
That's
dark
gonna tell
Belgian
us,
beer has
nothing.
dark fruit.
Three, two, one. wrong.
I'm gonna say it's part of the bar black at that point, which means honestly I would hope it had a little bit more of that dark roast malt character to it.
But yeah, I realize it's a Belgian doing a stout, so they probably didn't want to go super dark.
You would kind of dominate those dark fruit flavors.
You would lose the yeastiness.
It's very reminiscent of a Baltic porter. Yeah.
It's dark. It's got some dark flavors. It's got that bassy feel, but it's not leaning heavily on roast. It's not. Yeah, that's a big thing. I think it's not really roasty. It's got the dark notes. It's got a good flavor. It's even got a slight tangy, slight acidity to it.
Right. Let's go to the beer.
7? I like that.
Yeah, I think this is better than average. 7 is, I think, a solid score. It could be better, maybe. Again, you'd have to play around with it.
Maybe
Maybe
it's got an interesting thing in being dark, but also kind of smooth, drinkable.
Right.
It's got that balance. You got the acidity to balance the dark side, which gives it this smooth, easy drinking feel.
Agreed. I think it's pretty good. I think a 7 is a good score for it. It's above average on that one, but it's not something I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but I like it a fair amount.
Yep.
Alright, ready? 3,
Hey, you cheater.
1.
But I was rubbing my nose. What?
Like
Like this.
pre-sniffing. I think I know this one.
Yeah, that smells familiar. But wow, it's such a difference from the last one. Like your whole mouth just kind of went. Because of the radical change in flavors.
It's so good.
Oh, it's so good. It's so smooth.
We can skip the timer and the boards on this one. We both know it.
On 3, 1, 2, 3, Duchess.
Let's go to the beer.
Right.
10.
10.
Get you some Duchess.
Every time we hit it, it's always enjoyable. It's a great Flemish red. Obviously, they understand what the hell's going on. It's the right balance of that acidity, that sour, with the nice red and the sweetness that's involved in it, with the good caramels. It's just right. It's just right.
So a Flemish red is a sour red ale, usually aged. They come from Belgium. Surprise, surprise. They're known for being malt forward, but then you've got the acidity to balance a caramely, slightly sweet malty flavor. They go really well with cherries or some other sweeter, some sweet fruits will go really well in these. Okay, got a darkish brown.
Ooh, woo-hoo, that smell. Oh yeah.
That's an interesting smell right there.
I got a pretty high idea on where that one's going.
That was a strong punch in the mouth right there.
Completely different than what we've tasted thus far.
3, 2, 1. Correct.
Because of how like delicate the yeast forwardness or the yeast centric aspect that they have in the last two, this one I think the Belgian is more of a side note to that really strong ale barrel. I think what they went was like, ooh, look, we got a double, so we can go high alcohol. We're gonna put it in the barrel, get that barrel aged flavor. There is some dark fruit to it, and then it just
It's very caramely. I think that's the big thing. It's very caramely. Let's go to the beer.
Man, you know, I think I'm gonna put this one at another 7 as well.
I think I go 6.
6.
It's complex and flavorful, but it's to that point of being slightly less drinkable because of it.
And go.
Like
Right.
what?
Bright.
Bright, citrusy, slightly spicy.
Pretty sure I know what this one is.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Correct.
Big defining characteristic is the lack of defining characteristic. This is empty.
Empty.
I think they tried to let the yeast take control, but the yeast didn't really do anything here.
It tastes like it has orange and coriander in it. It's so overly powering in the orange and coriander that I think the yeast flavor that could really bring up that Belgian that they were trying to amplify is actually lost. It's buried in the beer.
It's like drinking a Blue Moon. It's a slightly more flavorful Blue Moon. but like, that's about all it's got going for it.
Let's go to the beer.
4.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. It's subpar. It's not
Yeah.
this is inoffensive. This is missing.
You don't
something.
drink it and say there's a hole in my beer and then give it a 5.
But it's nothing wrong with it in the sense of like process. It's not a 3 because there's nothing wrong with the process. There's no 2 because it's not like off.
It's not objectionable.
Like off flavors themselves. And it's not a 1 because it's not like puke
Yeah.
disgustingly.
There's literally
Yeah.
just, there was a spot for that yeast flavor.
Yep.
And the yeast flavor didn't come in. So just ferment a little warmer.
Yeah.
I think you'd get
Fill
those
it
yeast
in.
flavors and that would fill it in and you'd get this nice spicy
I think
clove banana that would just mix with everything else and be
Agreed.
perfect.
That could really bring it up to like a 6 or 7 depending on how good that was done.
Ooh, darkish, some floaties.
That tells me which one it is.
It's got some flavor.
Oh, is it just me or is that like just a change in flavor or is that? Oh,
It's a slight sour with a lot of seasonings.
yeah.
I think it's very spicy.
Spicy, buttery.
I'm not getting buttery.
I'm getting a flabbiness.
Yeah, it's definitely strong.
Jordy's being an artiste over there.
No, it's taking a while to write. I had to look at the spelling while I was doing it.
Ready? Go. Cody's got it.
What? Conspiracy?
Still
Oh,
not.
still not really.
There is definitely a lot of flavor going on here.
Well, then I'm gonna rely on your review of the flavors and where this beer lands.
So, you got some tangy, which I like. Obviously, I like sour, if you haven't caught on to that yet. It's got some tangy in a good way. It's not overly tangy. The spices are a little nondescript but strong, which is unfortunate because I think there's some clove and vanilla, pepper, those like classic Belgian spice notes that you get from the yeast. But they're so strong, they're kind of overpowering. And then you've got a nice sweetness, like a nondescript malt sweetness. It's not caramely, it's not toffee, it's just sweet.
Yeah, I can agree with all that.
So let's go to the beer. What do you got?
Well, I'm not a fan apparently, right? So with floaties, I'm gonna say it's a 3. But
I'd go 5 or 6.
still, so even without floaties, it's not an amazing beer.
It's not an incredible beer.
Go to our merch page and buy that Bell Brothers merch and fund our trip to Belgium.
And tell your friends to watch our YouTube so that at some point we could monetize it and
Oh my
maybe get
God.
like 5 cents.
That would be awesome if we could monetize some YouTube.
3, 2, 1, good.
Got a dark one?
Oh.
I think I know that one. That smell gives that away right away.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was an insult. My previous guess was an insult to how amazing this beer smells.
It smells like cherry Coke.
Oh yeah. Holy moly. Yeah, do we need to write this?
No.
No.
What is
Okay,
it?
that's what I was gonna say.
The Bar Ruby.
Ruby.
Crick.
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
That's the correct. Yeah. Cherries.
That's a good cherry note. Like they
Oh,
balance
man.
sweet cherry with a tangy, with a nice dark feel. It's really good.
Let's go to the beer.
10, actually. I think,
Yeah, for a crick, this is a 10.
This is a damn good
This is-
crick. That is-
man. I mean, the aroma is backed up immediately by the flavor. It's well balanced. It's got
smooth.
good.
It's got the right cherry notes. It's easy drink. Like, it just hits everything just right.
Yeah. This reminds me of the amaretto cherry pie from 3.14 Pie Bar in northern Colorado Springs. Shout out to Pie Bar, one of our personal favorites. They need the love. If you've got a chance in these trying times to order their pie, whether that's sweet or savory, I would highly recommend that because it is phenomenal.
Yep. We got a dark one.
Ooh, that's got a really interesting aroma on that. There's a little sweet, like vanilla going on in the aromatics. Kind of like a sweet chocolate.
Yeah, it's vanilla, spicy notes. It's light though. Very light flavor.
On the palate, it's very, yeah, I would say it's a light beer.
It's not a heavy dark stout style at all.
I'm gonna have to guess noir.
Yeah, I think this is a Saison Noir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good though. So as
North
much
did a
as
good job.
River North missed the mark a little bit on the double, the Dubel, I think they knocked this one out of the park. This is, I mean,
Yeah, it's an interesting Saison. You can taste the classic pepper vanilla, like black pepper and vanilla spice notes of the yeast.
Yeah.
Just enough chocolate
To kind of.
it backs up that
Yeah.
black color. Let's go to the beer.
I'm gonna give this one an 8.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's interesting
There's-
take
there's-
on a saison.
Probably better ways to do it, I think, in general. Like, there could be better versions of this. That's why it's an 8, that's not 10. But the Saison balances really well. I like the kind of weird chocolate
interesting,
going
it's
on.
flavorful.
The aromatics is what hit me.
2, 1, go.
Ooh, got a light one.
Oh,
Ooh, that smells
Pilsnery?
honey.
Honey?
Honey.
Yeah.
That's honey. Honey and maybe Pilsen as well, because it's got a slight grassy note. So light.
So light. Yeah. Yeah, it's so bright
Pilsen
and like
and
it's an apparent sweetness. Does
I know
that
where I'm
leave
going.
us one?
Yes.
Yeah, there's one
I think
left,
there's
and
only
I'm
one.
pretty sure
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Three.
Noel? Yeah. Noel Christmas.
Noel Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the last
That's-
one left,
that's my
and
guess.
this actually does work for like a Christmas
Yeah.
beer. It's like a
It's-
Christmas Pilsner.
Yeah, exactly, right? It doesn't bite.
Holiday Pilsner.
Yeah, it doesn't bite like a Pilsner does. It doesn't have quite that same
It's
kind
got
of
a hint of
bitterness.
spicy
But
notes.
it brings in that spicy, it brings in that Pilsen flavor, the honey.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, with the Belgian character, are you picking up a lot of that yeast kind of phenol or character to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
The spice
Right.
that I'm tasting is that pepper vanilla Belgian
Vanilla,
blonde flavor.
I think is the right term.
Let's go to the beer. What do you got?
2 style? 9?
I want to say 9. I like this.
Yeah,
This is
it's
good.
It is not something I would necessarily go to, like if I walked into a brewery and be like, ooh, I gotta drink that beer. But to style and the delicacy, the difficulty of creating this beer,
It's
is
balanced with a lot of really delicate notes all
Yeah.
kind of singing together. It's not one of those ones where there's like, look at how much flavor there is here. It's there's barely any flavor, or not barely any. There's a small amount of flavor, but it's really well balanced, and it's around this core of really well balanced, light, delicate flavor.
Of course, the moment we're all waiting for, because Curtis lost his brains for half a second. Cody wins!
by 1 point. By 1 point.
That's all that matters. I won.
Put in that
Fantastic. I think it's fun. I can actually see straight, which is surprising because the
It's
wife
not
has
gonna be long
been-
once we finish up here.
Yeah,
When we hit the wounded soldiers after.
Yeah, right. The wife has poured us very small taste so that we could stay conscious the entire time. Now we're gonna go finish all of the beers between the 3 of us, so that's like 2.5, 3 beers apiece
And
and
it's
11%.
time. And then it's time to relax and wait until it's safe to drive home.
That's right. Always
Drink
practice.
responsibly.
Yes, drink responsibly. Practice safe driving. Practice safe sex.
Just be safe in general. This has been Bell Brothers Brewing.
Engineers talking about beers.
Cheers.
Cheers.